Hey guys, and welcome back to We Are Called, a channel devoted to faith-filled living. And today, we're going to be talking about the F word. That's right, you heard me. If your interest is piqued, then I encourage you to stay tuned as I talk about faith and the F word. The Bible is filled with faith and examples of it all throughout the Gospels. I think most of us would be familiar with the parable of the mustard seed, where Jesus tells us that even if we have faith the size of a mustard seed, we could tell the mountains to move and they would. Pretty awesome, right? But faith can sometimes be hard to come by. This year has been no exception. The pandemic has thrown us all into several uncertainties and worries that in previous years we just haven't had to face. Faith helps us to make sense of all of life's uncertainties. But if you find yourself struggling to cultivate faith, then more than likely you're giving way to the F word. F-E-A-R, the F word. Sound familiar? But what has been your response? Saint Faustina gave us the beautiful declaration, Jesus, I trust in you, which was linked to the Divine Mercy. And if you'd like to know more on the Divine Mercy and Saint Faustina's message, check out the link below the description box. Trust is the foundation of any good and meaningful relationship. Trusting in God throughout life's ebbs and flows, ups and downs, is what enables us to have faith and have a faith that leans itself to the peace of God. Trust is the building block of any foundation. And so we need trust in order to enter into that relationship with God. Every time that we come to God asking for His help, His guidance, His strength, we are entering into that conversation with Him, broadening, strengthening our relationship. The flip side, of course, to not having a lot of faith, or a faith that's strong, is fear. Are you someone who tries to solve their own problems, find their own solution to life's struggles? Or do you fully trust in God that He will take care and provide for all of your needs? Perhaps you're a hybrid. Perhaps you trust God most of the time. If that sounds like you, then welcome to humanity. We are all hardwired to try and solve our own problems. But we're reminded by Jesus in the Gospels that that's not how we have to live our lives. He reminds us that in bringing God into the conversation, He's going to help us get through those things, those hurdles in our lives, and to let go of fear. Trusting in God's goodness enables us to move those mountains in our lives. So how do we begin to trust God? Prayer. Now, before you get discouraged, let me explain. Memorized prayers, reciting memorized prayers is amazing. Spending time in quiet scriptural reflection, fantastic practice. Going to daily mass, one of the best things that you can do. But those are not the only way to pray. Saint Therese of Lisieux reminds us that it's our everyday routine, our mundane way of living, all the small things that can add up to be a beautiful prayer to God. So what would that look like? Stop complaining. Instead of grumbling that we have yet another load of laundry to fold, let us thank God for the clothing that He's given us, for the means to physically do the work in order to make sure those clothes are washed, dried, folded, distributed to ourselves, to our family members. Let us thank God that we have these things. Instead of grumbling about having to cook another meal, we can take the opportunity to thank God. Thank Him for the resources that we have available to us. Thank Him for our physical health in order to prepare the meal, to cook the meal, to clean up after the meal, and to thank Him for those who helped make that possible, from farmers and growers to the shipping industry, the truck drivers getting it to the grocery stores, to those people working within the stores that stock everything and make it so easy and convenient for us to just come right in and get what we need. When we start focusing on ways that we can thank God, praise God, rejoice in all of His goodness to us in our everyday life, in the small things that make up our daily routines, the greater our prayer life will become, the more meaningful our time spent in prayer will be. And of course, the byproduct of all of this, of spending that time in prayer, offering daily these little tiny things to God, shifts our focus from ourselves and to God. So we have this transition that will naturally happen where we stop being so self-centered and we become Christ-centered. Well, how will that transform our lives? When our eyes are focused on God, there is no place for fear in our lives. We begin to trust God fully and with our whole heart, trusting that He will provide. Why is this? Because God is love. Everything He does is out of love. The way that He moves is all motivated by love. He loves you. He loves me. He wants to be there for us. He wants to be invited into our lives. He wants to be encouraged to join us on our daily living. And as we're having these conversations with Him, thanking Him, praising Him, rejoicing in the many blessings that we have, that relationship gets so much stronger. And you'll realize that without even really thinking about it, you've created a habit, a daily habit of prayer. And as a result, fear will give way to peace, a peace that more than likely you have never known before. Jesus reminds us in the Gospels, "Come to me, all you who labor and are weary, and I will give you rest." He's telling us as plainly as He can, trust in me, trust in God. Let us walk this journey with you. You are not designed to solve your own problems all on your own. You are not designed for fear. That is not the plan He has for your life or for mine. So why are we fighting this? Why not let go and let God? The moment we abandon ourselves to Him is the moment that we will find less worry, less anxiety, less discontent within our lives, and we will have a greater faith, a stronger and deeper trust, and a sincere peace. If you're not sure how to do this, if this seems a little daunting to you, I can't just go from not really having much of a prayer life to speak of to being so engrossed in quiet reflection. Don't worry. I would encourage you just to start small. As St. Therese mentions, start just by talking to God about those little things in your day. Beginning when you arise from bed in the morning. Thank God for this day. Thank God for being able to wake up on your own. That cup of coffee that we all just can't wait to grab the moment we rub the sleep from our eyes. Thank God that you have that. Thank God for the ability to get up and make it on your own. Ask his blessing to those people involved, from that coffee bean plant to your grocery store shelf. Thank him for those people that made this morning cup of coffee possible. Thank him for your job. As you're in the car and you're rushing to and fro, thank him. Thank him for this job, even if you hate it. Because there are still so many people unemployed due to the pandemic, that you've got something that a lot of people are in need of. So thank God that you still have a job to go to. You're still providing for yourself and for your family. Thank God for your children. Ask him to bless them this day and to be with them as they're going off to school, as they're going to tutoring, as they are maybe studying from home for the first time. Ask his blessing for them. Ask him for his patience in dealing with small children. Ask for patience dealing with the general public, those people at your job, as you're going about on your way of life this day. Bringing him in to your life in all of these tiny little things that we do, you're going to find out that there are thousands upon thousands of opportunities there up for the grabs. It's just a matter of being mindful. Everything that we do, talking to God, thanking him, praising him for the opportunity, praising him for the resources. The focus lifts from ourselves and goes to God. And from that, organically will come this trust, this deepened faith, and a peace like you have never known. So what mountains in your life would you like to move? What worries and anxieties would you like to kick to the curb and not deal with anymore? Begin this practice. Begin cultivating a deeper faith in God just by offering up the small things of your everyday life. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for today's talk. If you found this video informative, inspirational, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, I will include below the description box a link to Saint Faustina and the Divine Mercy, as well as the link to a fantastic book detailing Saint Therese and how she was able to really cultivate that great faith and trust in God by offering up all of the occurrences of her daily life. The title of the book is called Abandonment to God, and I would encourage you to get you a copy as soon as possible and delve in. Praying that you experience the peace of God this day and in all the weeks to come. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, blessings to you and yours.